Solex Nation, we need to start a series. Where in the world are Kai, Shelby, and Loran?
Yes, we are somewhere in Europe right now. We're doing some Solex expansion work out here, and it's really exciting. This is really fun to do because it just means Solex is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But we're doing the initial groundwork, just laying.
We are. With
this beautiful setting behind us.
And Loran is here. He's actually somewhere down there.
Yeah, he's hiding.
He's hiding
Sorry.
from this. We just have a few announcements this week as usual. The first one is we are just a few weeks away from our very second Legacy Group event. And this is a virtual event on the 10th of June. It starts on the 10th of June. You will be able to watch it June 10th, June 11th, and the 12th.
Yep.
It is pre-recorded. It's kind of like if you did our last day of discovery, it's recorded like that, and we will be sending you through your email a code with how to watch that.
Yes, so, with the link. We want to make sure that you do have, if you don't have your email address on file with the company in your back office, make sure you do that so that we can send you on time and you don't have any trouble. Since it's going to be the weekend, access to manually get that to you is going to be a little bit challenging. So yes. Friday will be the only day to correct anything that
That's when our
we don't have
customer
for you.
Service is open on that Friday. So yes, if you could check your email that you have registered in the back office with us, that would be great. Just make sure it's the one that you are checking for information for this event. Yeah,
and we have some fun announcements. We have some great training. Definitely the first one we did, you referenced the first one, was just a Q&A for about 45 minutes or an hour.
Yes.
This is going to be a little bit over 2 hours, and I think that you're just going to enjoy it. We love that you're dedicated to this group, and so thanks for being a part of it. If you want to be part of the group, the way to do that is either you have to win a silver Solex coin. You can be, you can
earn one.
So you can win one, earn one, or you can buy one in the back office.
That's right. And you earn one by being a top enroller. So if you are the #1 enroller for the week, then that's how you earn a Solex silver coin.
Now we've had some questions on if you have multiple Solex silver coins, can you bring somebody else to that event? The way to do that, whether it's the dinner that we do in August or whether it's this event, if you have more than one, the way that somebody else can come is you have to essentially gift that coin to them permanently. You notify the company, we can update the records on their account, and then it's their coin and they're part of the Legacy Group from here on out. But obviously there's no pressure to that. Just to answer that question that's come in a few times to make sure everybody understands, if you do have more than one.
Yeah, we don't loan out the coins.
Yeah.
You have to be the owner of a coin to come to these events. Okay, next announcement is last week we announced that we have hydrogen water for sale now in our back office. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, go see. We do offer 3 different levels of pricing on that. We offer retail, loyalty pricing, and then an auto ship pricing. Yeah, special auto ship pricing that if you are committed to the auto ship, you obviously get a little bit bigger discount on that. They're sold in a case of 12 bottles or packs, I guess you'd say. And they're really good. We love them, man, and we're already getting, even unrequested testimonials on our previous call when we announced this. So yes, we love it. So any more announcements that we want to give? Of course, we just want to remind people about the plug of August. If you're making plans, we'd love to see you in August 26th and 27th, our live day of discovery. Get your tickets. We know we see people buying tickets every day, so please make plans. It is limited seating. It's unlike the March event. We will hit a cap, and then we really cannot take any more, even if we wanted to. So we're looking forward to having you and to having a great event in August. And then, one more announcement is don't forget about our competition right now, our Disneyland giveaway. So we're giving a Disneyland trip, if you haven't heard, to the top 3 QLAs with the most QLAs in their direct line. So personally sponsored QLAs in your direct line. The top 3 will come with a guest to Disneyland with us, and that trip will take place in October. It's airfare included, as well as 2 days in the park and 3 nights in a Disneyland hotel. And that competition ends at the end of July. So July 31st, it is over, and we will announce, then we'll know the winners. And then we'll know who the winners are, and we will announce those. Probably. And are we going to announce at Dave Discovery? Do we want to hold off? I think we can. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out when we're going to announce that. But just another point of clarification: active means 100 personal points, or they're commission active, meaning they're qualified for commission. So
that when we say the most with the most active QLAs
Yes.
at the end of July.
If you have 25 QLAs signed on and only 15 are active, we're going to count the 15.
The 15, that's
so
great.
make sure that they're active QLAs. Now, that is the end of the announcements for us, and it's probably hard for you to hear us. So sorry about that. But we are going to turn the time over to Deb and to Jake, and they're going to announce our top enrollers for this week, and they also are going to do a drawing for the contest we set up last week in the call.
That's right.
So good luck to all of you. 3 of you are going to win a shaker ball and
The side bin straw.
the side bin straw.
Yeah.
So good luck to all of you, and we will see you next week.
Hey everybody, it's us again, because we're only on camera when Kai and Shelby are off having fun somewhere.
But we have more fun when they're off somewhere.
Yeah, seriously, we don't do any work here. I'm just kidding. We're here to announce the top enrollers, and Deb, you have the first one, right?
Yeah. So the second place winner of the top enrollers is Wayne Pickstone. Congratulations, Wayne. We appreciate all your hard work.
And mine's also a tie for second place, right? And that's Kimberly Olson. Congratulations.
And our top enroller for May 2nd through May 8th is Amy Baker. Congratulations,
Go,
Amy.
Amy.
That's awesome. Keep enrolling. Those liftoff bonuses are amazing. So keep up the great work, you guys.
We had a contest last week, and it was commenting on last week's weekly update. And the question was, or the prompt was, what brings you peace? And so we're going to pull some names out here in this big box with tons of comments. So thank you to all that commented. I hope someone this week wins that hasn't won yet. So I guess I'll go first, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And I'm picking out Linda Murray. Good job, Linda. And I'll read it. Her answer: for bouncing, I simply start the day with a quick scan, clearing and shield. My horses and dogs help keep me grounded. Any issues, I go to the scanner and do inner voice or Cephi. Anxiety, stress, and tension, or whatever else I feel necessary at the time. At night, I use the quick scan relax. Works for me. There's an exclamation point again.
That's
At the
awesome.
end of that. I love playing around and finding different ways I can use Cephi. I get to walk around the paddocks, AM and PM, so quite easy to stay balanced most of the time. Thank you for all you do. Great job, Linda. I'm glad you're our winner, one of our winners this week. You want to do the next one?
You bet. All right, so the next winner is Dawn DeBlaze. And her comment was, I keep stability in my life by using my favorite Solex products. You're going to like this because you're going to win some. AO Scan, Cybin products, and hydrogen water. We're loving our hydrogen water. Mm-hmm. In addition, meditation is becoming a bigger and bigger part of my life. Thank you for the love you put in all you do. I'm your biggest fan. And we're yours, Dawn. Thank you so much.
Dawn DeBlaze.
And congratulations on winning. We have one more winner.
One more, okay.
Yes.
This has got to be a good one.
It'll be a good one.
I'm not looking.
I'm looking.
Okay. Ava, or Eva? I think it's Ava, right?
Eva. I'm going to say Eva.
Eva Williams. I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Being surrounded by my horses keeps stability in my life. I want a horse. Their energy keeps me grounded and ready to conquer my day. Horses live life in the moment. They bring me so much peace. Find what brings you peace and stability and bring it into your daily life. I love using the scanners on my horses and keeping them happy and balanced. Well, now I got to get a horse because they bring peace and stability in your life. Great job, Ava.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful week and good luck.
Enjoy the rest of the call.
So one of the things to get down as a guiding principle for your scanner is that 1 to 9 doesn't refer to amount. 1 isn't little and 9 isn't a bunch, okay? This is a question that repeatedly comes up and rightfully so, because as more and more people obtain their scanner, and haven't heard the description before, when you look at a 1 to 9, the way that you have to look at it is 5 is ideal, okay? And 4, 3, 2, and 1 are frequencies of function. In other words, the function of the organ, the gland, the system is starting to get sluggish, okay? And then on the other side of 5 is 6, 7, 8, and 9. And what that's relating to is that there are frequencies that are indicating inflammation. So if you were a 9, that would be a fair amount of frequencies for inflammation. If you were a 1, then that's a lot of frequencies showing that function has reduced. You can have the numbers work in a number of different ways. Let's say that you injured your kidney. You would immediately have frequencies for inflammation because something had happened, but at the same time, you could also have a part of the kidney show frequencies for reduced function, okay? Other times when you read the report, the 1 is because that condition has been around for a long time energetically, and it has been affecting the function, whereas the 9 is more of frequencies for things that happen suddenly, or an infection or something like that that vibrates in a way that indicates inflammation. So don't think of a 1 as less of something and 9 as more of something. Think of a 1 as reduced function. Think of a 9 as the far end of inflammation. Okay, so if you have something in the body that's not desirable, let's say a virus or a bacteria or a parasite, if there's a 1 associated with it, that doesn't mean that there's less of that than if there was a 9. It means that that particular component that's not desirable in the body is affecting the function. If it's a 9, then it's having frequencies for inflammation. So it's just a different way of looking at numbers. Look at 5 as ideal, and this way is diminishing function, this way is added inflammation. Off the top of my head, thinking about this question, I can think back over the years, and I have had a number of people that have gotten headaches with minerals and magnesium. And generally everybody needs more minerals, so it was a little bit perplexing at first. And every cell in the body loves magnesium. So it didn't make any sense that they were getting headaches when they were taking either magnesium by itself or magnesium in combination with minerals. The one thing that I did find over time and through some research was that what they had in common was that magnesium has a tendency to attract water to the colon. And it only takes like a 2% change in moisture in the colon to get diarrhea. But they were taking magnesium to help with constipation. And so when we looked into the history of what they were doing, they needed the minerals and they needed the magnesium, but the reason they were constipated to begin with was because they were dehydrated. So then when the magnesium attracted more water to the colon, they actually got more dehydrated, and as a result got headaches, sometimes severe headaches. And so the first thing that I would say to try in that circumstance, not that this would be what it is in every case of where this is occurring, is see if the person's dehydrated. If they're majorly dehydrated and they're trying to take magnesium and they attract water to the colon, there's going to even be less water available for the brain, and that could result in them having headaches. So the first course of action might be to have them drink a few quarts of water a day and then start taking the magnesium and see if that doesn't alleviate them getting the headaches when they're using it. Just wanted to let all of you know that we really appreciate all the questions that come in, and sometimes some of them take a little bit more research than others, but please keep them coming in. And also, for those of you that have been with Solex for a while, I think part of it is recognizing that when we answer some of the questions, it's because we get a lot of questions from people that have just gotten their mobile scanner. So repetition for emphasis. At times you'll hear something over and over, but other times I get to dig in and do some research and come up with some answers for your questions, and I love doing that. So keep the questions coming in.
Well, we're back this week with Dr. Melvin. We're going to talk a little bit more about thermography and that new feature that's going to be part of the AO scan here soon. So Dr. Melvin, last week you gave us a little bit of an introduction to what thermography is and how it can be beneficial and how we're already seeing it every time we watch the weather report on the news.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about the studies, or what we would call a scan that we can do with it? What are those that are available to us?
Basically, we break down different sections of the body where you're doing imaging that requires both sides. Like we talked about the last time, is that you're comparing one half of you to the other half of you.
Okay.
So the standard is you. And so it gives us a specificity that is much higher related to what your body's going through, so to speak.
So basically, the baseline is yourself. We're not comparing off somebody else. It's you are the baseline.
That's exactly it.
That's good.
So the standard isn't a national average like what you would get with blood evaluations. You're using a national average in order to decide what your condition is from that point of view. This has more specificity, more precision regarding to your body's function. And so when we start doing studies, we'll start the head and neck, usually is inclusive, and frequently the arms will be in the view, because if there's neck-related problems, frequently there's going to be arm problems at the same time. So the forehead patterns, we're looking for headache markers. A lot of headache type of thermal patterns, heat patterns, are frequently attributed to heat patterns that we see on the back side of the head neck. So in many cases you just don't look at where the symptom is, but you got to backtrack it, like looking at a set of wires. You got to backtrack to see, well, where does that wire come from?
So it's back to getting to the cause.
That's right.
Rather than the symptom.
Yeah. And so you just can't just look at where the symptom is. So head and neck images, usually there is 7 images that we do for the head and neck. So there's a front, back, left and right side, rear part of the head and neck, and then we do close-ups pertaining to the thyroid, so we have a more direct point of view of the thyroid areas. So we're looking for enlargements of thyroids that have usually a colder temperature, if they're hypothyroidism, that kind of thing. But there can be lesions that are inflammatory that are in the thyroid that we could take a look at and then document. So then as time goes on, we can see, is it staying the same or is it getting worse?
Right.
Now, again, on the arms, we're looking at, is there a neuropathy, a nerve-related condition, and where is it compromised? What part of the body? So in many cases, you may want to include a full spine, so you're looking at the entire electrical system, if you will. So then you don't want to just look, like looking at a building, if you're using, checking the fuses to see if there's a fire hazard. You got to shoot all the fuses to understand where where the primary hazard is. So sometimes what affects the neck can come from the lower back. So the way we're looking at the body is more from an integrative point of view. So in order to do that, sometimes you have to add a few other views in the process if you want a better understanding of the whole. And so when we do full spines, we'll frequently put lines that tells us about the balance of the structure. Like this building here, in order to build it, you got to run a plumb line.
That's right.
So you got to make sure that it's
Everything's true, yeah.
that it's balanced to the planet, and that can give us some details. Now, the chest, we do breast imaging, which is usually we do 6 images of the breast, which will always include a full torso.
Okay.
That means a full frontal view usually at least from the jawline down. And when we do that images, much of breast issues, breast lesions, which what we're looking for the breast is inflammation, lymph congestion, estrogen dominance, are the three precursors to cancer that you can't see in many other formats.
And again, this is really, it's basically simple for us to take the images.
Yeah.
And it's non-invasive. There's no
Yeah.
way we're going to hurt anybody or hurt anything in
Yeah.
doing these.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really good.
Yeah, and so, and again, doing the full torso, making sure that some issues regarding the breast are digestive, liver, gallbladder related issues. So in many cases, when you clean up the digestive tract or you clean up the gallbladder and liver, then frequently you get a better view and a reduction of inflammation, lymph congestion, estrogen dominance of the breast. And then, of course, not only do we do spinal, we do lower extremity imaging, where we're looking from the bottom of the feet all the way to the top of the head. And so we're seeing how that weight distribution from the top all the way down to the feet. And what is it doing to the feet? Is there a breakdown in the foot where you got a pronated ankle, an ankle that's dropped or breaking down? And what is it doing to the bottom and the muscles of the bottom of the foot that looks like plantar fasciitis, that kind of thing? Now, plantar fasciitis and neuropathies actually can feel the same, but they're totally different.
Interesting.
So you can differentiate in a moment after you've taken the images, you could tell what is one and what it isn't.
You know, what's exciting about this to me is, just like you were saying, some of the issues that we would find in the breast, we can come right back down and it's maybe a gut issue or a gallbladder issue, or it could be a lymphatic issue. And so the rest of the scan integrates really well with this thermography option to be able to say, well, maybe I ought to do a thermography of my neck or of my breast, or and it's not just breast for women, it's breast for men too. We all have the same issues. And so the thyroid. So when we're doing scans, this is just another tool that it gives us another level of looking at and educating on us on things that we need to take particular care and interest in. Do we need to change this diet? I'm seeing this here, and it's relating to this here. This is great. This is really incredible, Dr. Melvin. So in the scans, is this going to be difficult for people to do with the way this is set up for the EO scan?
I think all it's going to do, it's going to fit with what your scanner is doing, and give a visual perspective of what frequently people are feeling, but then graphically that they're going to be able to see.
To be able to see, and it makes sense with what I feel.
And see how it's progressing, or is there lifestyle changes that need to be a little bit more accentuated, and with the aid of your scanner kind of guides them down that road.
And again, this isn't something, Dr. Melvin, that they become their own doctor. This is something that they're going to see, and then, okay, I see these anomalies. This is something that they would say, okay, I need to go see my doctor. I need to go see my medical professional to help me understand this. And the more prepared we are with the information that we have, and we go into the doctor and they may not understand. Most doctors are going to look at this and say, what is this? Where'd you get this? Whether they understand it or not, if someone walked into you with information like this, you at least have a place to look, and you know that the client that you're about to work with is educated. And this is important, especially in today's world where we really need to be. I mean, the whole world has changed these last 2 years. We have to take more control over our own personal health. In your experience, what has been, what would you say is the most common thermography scan that you see or needs to be done most often?
I would say that the torsal imaging, it gives a lot of inclusive characteristics. So it's structural related, meaning we can make ideas about how you can counteract some of the structural issues, digestive issues. So I would say that the torsal study, which is 6 images, that are done, which already will include the breast or the chest images, and that if you want a closer view of that specific area, then
Then
it
you
would
can
let
always
you
look.
know to do that.
Right.
So-
This is exciting.
So quick and easy, 6 images. It'll take you maybe 15 minutes, 5 minutes.
And then once the images are taken, they just literally push a button and it shoots it off to a professional that's going to read it and send
Yeah,
back a report.
right.
This is really exciting. You know, we've been talking about thermal view for a little over a year now. We've got people really excited about this. I'm going to explain. I've known Dr. Melvin now for about 8 years and have been a fan of his work. We have used his services personally over those 8 years. He is one of the leaders in this field and in this industry, and we're so honored to have you as part of the Solex family. So we're going to get into this in depth in phase 3 when that is available, with that kind of training and guidance for people who choose to add this to their scanner. So, Dr. Melvin, thank you.
Yeah.
We are back this week with Dr. Kevin Gursky, and he is answering more of your burning questions from Facebook. You ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. Would you feel confident to give an animal something that has no data on it for that animal if the animal's body calls for it? For example, I have a tincture with about 20 herbs in it, and some herbs haven't been tested for dogs, but the dog's body calls for it.
Okay, so the way frequency works, let's say we have, I've used this example several times today, so it's off the top of my head. Say we've got esophageal tissue that has a frequency of 783, and it is scanning at 750, and the body, the scan says that garlic has exactly the right frequency to straighten this frequency up. Now, garlic is contraindicated to a dog. We can cause internal bleeding and some other problems. Onions and garlic are no-nos for dogs and cats. However, we can scan garlic into the dog. We're not putting the actual properties of that garlic into the dog, but we're putting those frequencies into the dog, and that may be what the body is calling for. The scan is not calling for something that's going to be harmful for the dog. The body is calling for something to even out the frequency, and this is what it's asking for. So in the instance that we've got this compound of herbs, if the dog's body is asking for that, it does not mean it's asking for that compound. It's asking for the frequency of that compound, and we have to use a little bit of common sense in the fact that if I'm going to get, if say the body was asking for arsenic, the body would not be asking for arsenic, but maybe the frequency of arsenic might straighten out a series of frequencies that are not flowing properly. So the easy answer to that is no. I'm not going to give something to an animal that I don't know what the outcome is going to be. If I have no data on that, if I have no way of researching what those herbs are going to do for this dog, then I'm not going to get it. It could be, I'm not going to give it to that dog. It could be contraindicated. However, we can scan those frequencies, and those frequencies can certainly be helpful to the dog.
Do you feel like it could be hard to determine if the scanner is calling for something that is not good for your dog, like a garlic, and you know you're not, or grapes, you know you're not supposed to give that to your dog? How do you know the difference between giving them the actual item, a grape, or that it's asking for the frequency? Is that just a common sense thing?
Well, it wouldn't be a common sense. That's when you would ask your veterinarian. If you don't know, ask a veterinarian. And if the veterinarian, we come back and raisins are horrible for a dog. Tryptophan turkey would be bad for a dog on Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. dogs get turkey sometimes, and it's not that. But everything in moderation.
Right. Okay.
But if we give, if we overdose our dog on tryptophan on Thanksgiving, that's a bad thing. If the scan says that the dog needs tryptophan, it may just need the frequency. However, so to answer the question, if I don't know, I need to research, and that research may be going straight to the veterinarian if you don't have other ways of researching. And Google is not a good research. Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
Okay,
Call
good
a
to
vet.
know. All right. No YouTube videos
No
from random
YouTube,
people? Oh,
no.
okay.
No, we're not going to do heart surgery through YouTube.
Okay.
No, it's a bad idea.
All right, next question. How often should you scan a pet?
Every day would be ideal. We're looking at anything to do with medicine. When we have a pathology, the earlier we detect it, the better chance the animal has of not only remaining comfortable but surviving. So if we've got cancer, if we've got a neoplasia starting out, when we find it at the 4 or 5 cell level, man, we've got an excellent chance. It doesn't really matter what it is. We've got an excellent chance of the animal surviving and remaining comfortable and having a good quality of life. So if I have the scanner, I've paid for the subscription, I've got the machine, scan them every day.
And then start to compare your reports and
Exactly.
see what's staying high and what's level.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And like we were talking about, the frequencies keep the body doing what it's supposed to do. So by reversing the frequencies and sending those back, we may see we've got some inflammation in a left leg or a left paw. We scan it and reverse it, and we went from a 9 to a 7. Tomorrow we may look up and we've got a 5 because we enabled the body to go back and fix whatever was going on.
We sent those optimizing frequencies and it nudged it back into place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And let the body do what it was supposed to do, which is
Right.
heal whatever was going on there.
Right. Okay, great. In your expertise, you were able to translate the human comprehensive for pets. Is this something most vets are capable of doing, or would this be a stretch for some? I'm using the AO support on a cat with injuries and would like to share the info with the vet.
So a veterinarian, medicine is medicine. We all of our fingers correlate to a dog's toes. All of our, a horse's foot structure correlates to our, this would be our long pastern, this would be our short pastern, this would be our coffin bone, this would be our hoof if we were a horse. And these two digits would be the splint bones on each side of the coffin bone. So, or the cannon bone, I'm sorry. Not the coffin bone.
I was going to correct
you. Thank you. That would be the splint bones on each side of the cannon bone. So it's easy to, it would be very easy for a veterinarian to go from the human side to the animal side because the structures are essentially the same. Medicine's medicine, as I said. But the AO scan is we're fixing to have it launched to where the animals, we have the comprehensive for the animals, and it won't be a stretch for a lay person or a veterinarian to.
Well, the truth is, when you first were working with the scanner, you only had a human profile in there. You had to take the human profile and convert it into an
Right.
animal's profile. The veterinarians now that are working with horses and dogs and cats don't have to do that. We already
Right.
have their profiles.
We've got it there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we go back to what we talked about last time, though, with they need the science. They need to see it. It would be harder stretch for a veterinarian.
So if you take the scanner to your veterinarian, don't be offended when he says that's bunkum and I'm not going to look at it,
Yeah.
because a year ago I would have said the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Get out of the way, ma'am, so I can doctor your horse. So. And that's the way we're trained. And but if the veterinarian is open to it, the scanner is now has all the profiles for the animals. So
Love it.
Shouldn't be any problems.
Should be easy. Easy.
Easy.
Well, again,
Medicine's easy.
Medicine's so easy.
so
That's why I
easy.
could correct you on that bone. I knew exactly what bone you were talking about.
Exactly. Coffin bone, cannon bone.
Yeah.
Who can mix those up? Right?
Well,
crazy.
okay, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and ask you some more questions that we're gonna play on a later call.
Excellent.
So thanks for being here today, and we'll ask you a few more in a little bit.
You bet.
Okay.
All right, Loran, it's giveaway time.
It is indeed.
It is the best, not the best time of the call. Sorry if,
Second best.
Yeah. You know what? People love
They do.
this glass bottle. We've had so many people, can I get this glass bottle? We only have less than a dozen that we've had, and they aren't for sale. We
Not
had them
anymore.
for a day of discovery way back when, and we only have a few of these left. They're Solex branded
Glass.
glass. They do not come filled with water, but you can fill them with water.
You think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
It's not leaking. I guess I should try. Okay, but then we also have
The water stick.
water stick filled with Sibin beads, of course. Okay, so we're gonna give 3 of these away.
And why do we want to do that?
Well, I don't know. because
I'll tell you why we want to give it away. Because we really like them, and there's not very many left, and lots of requests.
yeah.
But the reason we're going to give them away is because we want to know when you became a QLA and what was the thing that made that decision for you to get involved with AOScan?
Yeah, yep. I think that's great. When did you sign up? What was the triggering factor to join? Leave that in the comments on this YouTube call. We'll draw 3 names next week, and we'll give away the last few of these. Yeah, with the water stick, but no water.
No water.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.